Should we put your leash on?
Hi.
Come on, let's go outside. Do we have keys? No. Now we do. Hi, let's go. Come on. Good morning, it's Wednesday. I'm looking forward to having a lesson in a little while. It's gray and cool today, and it's a wonderful contrast to what a couple days ago were. Photos from last night look like, you wanna go home? All right, I don't care. The photos from last night look like they turned out pretty well, so I'm excited to get those processed and turn those into something. I pick up the keys to my new apartment today. I'm getting kind of excited. Part of the struggle is, I don't know what I'm gonna move in there. You know, my stuff from school, so in terms of storage, I'll put that stuff there, but until my condo sells and until my divorce is settled, I don't really know what the place is gonna represent except a safe space that I can be. I think part of the good side of talking to so many people about my situation is that I get a lot of strength from that. It's still really hard for me to believe and understand that this breakup process is all part of a manipulation, that most everything she does most likely is a manipulation just for her to get away from me and keep all her stuff. Like, I know that logically, but emotionally I still have trouble really believing that that's the truth because of the perpetual hopefulness and the sort of lifelong commitment I made to this marriage. To hear the fact that a blindsiding breakup like this isn't unusual, it happens all the time, it does remove the specialness from everything, but it also makes other people's stories of similar experiences more relevant. You know, I hear their stories and I can take them more to heart, you know? So talking to my barber yesterday, she really took a beat and paused and said, don't let her push you over in this. Go after what you deserve, because when it's all over, that's what you'll have. And she told a couple stories of different friends that were offered a settlement similar to what I was offered, very little, just to get the hell out of the other person's life. And that's basically what it felt like at the last mediation. Basically, it was like, I'll give you this little bit of money and get out of my life forever. So my barber told me stories very similar to that. And then also stories of people that were offered sort of what I was, and then, but then went after what their rights were. And that's what I have to do because she's in the power position. She kind of controls everything. So I need to watch out for my best interest because she definitely isn't. I'm grateful for people for doing that for me. I want to talk now, maybe more for me than for you. I'm not really sure, but I need to try and figure out or capture the moment. I feel okay right now. I feel a little bit more me. It's weird because I'm definitely alone, but I don't know, I just have a different sense, and I don't know what it is, and I just want to be able to look back on now in the future when I'm sad and remember that I have these moments like now where it's okay. I'm alone and I'm okay. And I don't know why. I don't know if this is a logic versus emotion thing. Maybe I got more sleep last night. I'm not really sure. But the fact that I'm not with her at this moment is okay. You know, I've definitely been on the phone talking about her and sort of processing the terrible, really ugly stuff she's done. So that could have something to do with it. But that's not an anomalous thing. Like, I do that quite often. Maybe it was the experience of shooting the sunset last night and, you know, just taking control of my sort of aesthetic outlook and my pursuit of creativity and making work I want to make. You know, maybe it's the coming together of a few different elements like that have made this moment okay. I don't really know. It could be the fact that I'm gonna get the keys to the apartment today and take that step forward. Basically, what I'm trying to do is figure out why this moment is happening and learning from that so that when I sink or get low again, I can use some of the techniques that got me to here to bring me back up. And I know I'm gonna sink again. You know, a week from today I have mediation, and it's gonna be really bad because it's gonna be financial disclosures and deals trying to be struck and me revealing that I've been very aware of her finances the whole time and she's not honest. It's gonna be a lot, and it will probably end in me saying we're gonna need to use attorneys to get divorced. I don't think it's gonna be a good day. And then the following day, school starts. Yay! I think at that point, I'll need to look back on now and figure out how I got to being okay. So that's why I'm talking. I'm just talking stream of consciousness as things come into my mind, so that later I can sit down and look at this footage and piece together some kind of narrative of okayness. I think as humans, sometimes we're open to new experience and sometimes we're not. So you can be in the same situation over and over and over again, but it's not until you're ready to take it in or ready to experience it that it really hits you. And I think that's what last night was. I think I had this decision to make of whether I should just go home or whether I should go to the beach. And it's a decision I make all the time. But for some reason last night I made the decision to go to the beach, and I did it, and I set it up, and the sunset was good, and it struck me on a more fundamental level. I think there's something to be said for doing something with the belief that it's good, without knowing if it'll be good or not. Just doing it because you think it could be good. It could affect you. It could be beautiful. And maybe you do it and it isn't. But I would argue that there's something to be said for that impulse. If you think it might be good, go for it. Put yourself out there. See if it's good. And if it's not, that's okay. Next time you have the impulse, go for it again. Maybe it'll be good that time. At least that's what I'm taking from this. When I get the impulse to do something, I don't know what drives the impulse, but I'm going to go with it. If it's a choice between going home or pursuing something interesting or going out or putting myself out there or meeting people or whatever it is, I will opt for the putting myself out there thing. And sometimes that might lead to me being anxious in public or feeling alone amongst people. I've definitely been dealing with that lately. But sometimes maybe it won't, and you will meet new people, and you will feel less alone and more connected to more people. And if that's what you need, it's what I need. I feel very alone a lot of the time. So connections with people keep me okay. Being amidst a matrix of people, even if all the relationships aren't super close ones, just contact, literally. The ability to connect with people on whatever level, you know, whether it's an email or a text or a phone call or seeing them or whatever, that's good. And I think that's part of my fear moving away from where I live now is anytime I take the dog out, there's a cast of 40 or 50 potential people I might see walking the dog. In addition to all the strangers and tourists and everything else, there's the regular people that walk their dogs around the time that I walk mine. I never know who I might see, but I always see a couple of them. And having lived in this place for more than 3 years, you've just had that repetitive shared experience of seeing each other walking your dogs. So you make the dumb little small talks about whatever you talk about. You know, how the weather's better, or how their dog looks great, or, you know, but it's a connection. It's one human connecting to another human, and I need that. I need a lot of that. I'm still going through it. I have no idea where I am in the going through process. And I wonder if there's a boundary on the far side. Like, I wonder if once you get through it, you clearly come out the other side, or if you're always still kind of walking out of it. I don't imagine it's like a grove of trees and you get to a point at which there are no more trees. It feels more like it's like, you know, a dense forest surrounded by like grassland and swamp, and after you get through the trees you have to get through the grasses, and then you have to get through the swamp, and even after you get through the swamp your feet are still kind of dirty and a little squishy, and you sort of mush through your life. Maybe after you get past that, even when it rains, your feet get a little wet and you think about all the crap and you're sensitive to it. I don't know. I don't know what this process is like, but I hope that I can heal back to a complete person, a genuine, whole, true, complete person that's good for someone else. I think I can. I think I'm trying to deal with this process as head-on, as honestly, as openly as I possibly can. You know, I don't think I'm repressing anything. I'm trying to do the work. I feel like I'm doing the work. I'm doing something. Because, man, every day I feel something. Let's hope it's the right something. I hope I'm doing it right so that if people watch these videos and question whether or not they're doing it right, we can sort of confer with each other and be like, I think you're doing it right. And I can maybe be the voice of experience and saying, you know, when I went through it, this is what it was like, and it sucked for so long. But then there were moments of grace, little moments of peace that sprung up, and those were the things that let me know I could be okay. For me, it was token purchases, you know, when I bought the gray Malins, or when I replaced my wedding pictures with the Warren Keelan prints. Those were big moments where I took a little bit of control back, and some of it is task oriented. When I physically took my wedding prints off the wall, took the backing off, untaped the photo from the mat, and then reframed a new photo in there and rolled up the wedding photos and put them away. They're carefully kept, but they're not in my periphery any longer. That was big. Look around the house I live in right now, and I'm less and less reminded of the life I lived with her. Furniture is slowly becoming just furniture. I look less on the living room as the place where she recovered last summer, where the place where we struggled. And now it's just a cool couch that I'm hoping I can bring into my new house. Even the bed, like I was thinking, you know, I'll definitely take the bed. And the only reason at this point I'd take the bed is money, because I don't really have money. But if I could, I'd leave most of the stuff there and start again. You know, if I had the cash to spend, I would just buy new things. Because much as she doesn't want the relics of our relationship, I don't really want them either. You know, I want to be able to move on. Hello, Vinny. Hey, Ben. Vinny. Vincent. Come on, man. Vinny, come on. Let's go outside. Let's go out and play. Come on. I'm happy to see you, at least. How are you? It's been a while since I've seen you, since my drive-in this morning. Today was wonderful. It was a really excellent day. It's hard to convey to people, such as my teacher, how important and how good a day it was, without sounding like I'm being melodramatic or without getting myself choked up. But today was wonderful. Here's the best part of today. I jumped my first oxer. Was it a big oxer? No, it was tiny, but it was the first time I ever have. What I love about this process is that I get to make incremental improvements, and that really appeals to my sort of like, not addictive, but it works for my personality. It's the same thing, you know, when I get into a video game and, you know, you can upgrade your skills, and like as you go along, you get to upgrade things and get better and better and better. Like that drives me. It's, you know, same thing with skill building, same thing with anything else. If you can start something and suck at it and then incrementally get better and see yourself get better, that has a certain level of addictiveness to me. I just want to be better. I just want to be good. I just want to be competent, and I want to be more than competent. What's funny for me, like the ultimate end goal tends to be, I want to be good enough at something that I can teach other people how to do it. I don't know why that is, but I really love learning and processing it on a deep enough level where I can turn it around and teach other people. It's why I love my job. And it's why I love when students push me, when they ask me how to do something where I'm like, I don't know how to do that. That fires me up, and that makes me go home and research and figure it out, and then come back and experiment. Like, if I can experiment with the kids, you know, if we can build it together, that's awesome. Because I would never want to not know how to do something and then go teach myself and then come back and be like, oh, of course, I've done this for years, because I don't lie to my students. Which is why last spring was so hard, because I kind of had to lie to my students. And now, not so much lie, is just omit the truth or omit my situation. I couldn't tell my students, hey, I'm going through a debilitatingly painful breakup, and every day is the worst day of my life. You can't, because one, it's not appropriate. Two, the students that don't like you will take advantage of that and use it as an excuse for not getting work done. Three, you don't want to be like a victim as a teacher. You know, you need to be at a certain level and in a certain position. Showing your hand like that, talking about the pain you're going through, it's not a good way to maintain your position. The lesson was great. She set up the longest course for me I've done, which was 7 jumps in a row. And I got to do that course at least 4 times. Again,
I'm a total noob at this, but I probably got to go over, I probably did at least 40, if not, yeah, I'd say between 40 and 50 jumps today. That's so cool. Like, just the practice of doing it makes you more comfortable. Were they all great? No, of course they weren't all great. But even the practice of going over one, sucking at it a little, and letting it go so you can go to the next one. It was great. It was just so wonderfully great, and I really want to be able to do it more. No, I don't know to what end. I don't know if so I can teach other people or what. I just know it makes me feel really good. It makes me feel really okay. And this has probably been one of my best days since the breakup. 5.5 months. I felt good this morning. I felt good at the barn. The lesson went well. I interacted with people as a normal person. It's strange to make these with no feedback from you. You know, if you want to comment, I really do want to know how you're doing. Let me know. I don't know what month this will get published in, but if you let me know how you're doing, I'll try and respond. Genuinely, I will. Even if it's just short. Like, I'd like to know that you're doing okay. I hope your day is better than my day is going. Which is to say, I hope you're having an awesome day, because I'm having a pretty okay one. Probably my best day since the breakup. It's funny though how best days tend to correspond with my lessons. Remember that one from a couple months ago where I don't even remember. I have to remember. Oh, this is a video. I'll just put a link to it somewhere. I think that's the first time I've ever done that. You know, when people are like, "Oh, I'll link to it here." Ding. I've never done that before that I know of. So yeah, if today was my best day, then this day was my second best day. Both having to do with horses, or at least good moments. It's weird to make these things and think, oh, I'll add things in post-production because I'm just some dude in a car right now. And you know, me of the future, whenever this gets edited, might be like, oh, me of the past, you dummy, why didn't you put it here? I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just a moron. God, it's weird. It feels like I'm being sneaky. It feels like, oh, I'm doing this without telling my wife. She doesn't care. She doesn't want to be my wife. It doesn't matter. Even if I told her I was doing this, she'd be like, uh-huh. And that's it. It's that compulsion to share with her still, because I've been such an avid part of this team for so long. I know I should go get my apartment, but I think my stirrups came. So yeah, the apartment's gotta wait a minute. And I think they came from Italy. I can't even tell you. Oh my god, it's like getting a fancy pair of shoes. What? Ooh. Yay. I have my own stirrups finally. Well, here we go. You are coming along with me on my way to rent an apartment and start my new life, start my new living situation. I think my new life started months ago, and thankfully you've been hanging out with me for a lot of it, and I appreciate it because I have felt so much less alone since I've started talking to you. And I know it sounds kind of crazy because I don't know you. Huh, that could be interesting. I wonder if by the time this gets published, I will know you. You know, I'm so curious as to what this will become. If anyone will be interested in this. You know, if I will be viewed as just some total self-absorbed person, or if this will be interesting. I wonder if there will be dialogue. I wonder if by the time this video goes live, if there will be a rapport amongst some people, you know? Yeah, if by the time this one goes out, if there will be a rapport or an understanding or dialogue via chat. Like, I don't know. I'm excited to imagine what this could be in the future. It's an interesting creative process to make these videos without any feedback, and it's not for lack of wanting, I just can't, because I don't want some agreement in my divorce to be that I can't publish these videos. I'm doing nothing until that's done. And it's a waiting game, and I'm impatient because I'd really like to start to put these out. I'd really like to start to get to know you, and I'd really like to tell you my story. I just can't. So it's like so many other things I've been doing lately. I'm just doing this with the blind belief that it is something, it is interesting, and it's good. It's a worthwhile effort. It's worthwhile content. It's an interesting exercise to make something deliberately, but not to be able to, the ability to publish it is based on something chaotic. The choice is out of my hands. It's based on when a legal process happens. And that's strange. But like so many other things in this process, it's out of my control. It'll happen when it can happen. This divorce will happen when it happens, based on factors that are outside of my control. Wish me luck. Let's hope this all goes brilliantly well. Okay, welcome to my new parking garage. It's so different from my other one. It's pretty spacious. It's way airier than my building I live in now. Okay, that's cool. It's strange. I'm glad you're here with me. It's a funny thing to do alone. Then I go down another level. Oh, it's steep. Whoa! All right, anyway. That was dramatic. All right, welcome to my first time parking in my new house. It is fine. It is utterly fine. So we'll see what happens next. Okay, I moved my first bin in and I realized I didn't show you the place. It was strange. Like, all right, here are the impressions. It's better than I remember it being. It feels bigger. I mean, it's not big. It's what, 525, 550 square feet. It's not big by any means. It's everything in one space. So, but in my head, the space got smaller, and being in there, I was like, oh no, wait, there's some space here. The closets are a little deeper than I remember. It's just a little bit more. It smells a little bit like vinyl, right? Like the flooring is vinyl and it's new, you know, so it's been painted, and the flooring, it's nice, but it doesn't smell like home. It smells very, very clean, and it's very, very echoey. I need to figure out how to make it smell like mine. It'll be tricky because it needs some kind of floor covering, but it doesn't make sense for me to buy a carpet or floor coverings if, when I get divorced, one of the ones I already own will be coming to my house. It's all still a patience game. I need to wait. So I've got the place, but I can't live there yet. You know, I can move my stuff there and sort of start to set it up. Things I am particular about, like lighting, quality of light, it doesn't have. It's a pretty green place. The lights are mostly like LED lights. Nothing's on a dimmer. So it's on bright or off. So I think I may need to invest in some kind of lighting. I want to get the gray malins put up because I think that'll make it feel good. I'm actually having this, I've measured it and laid it all out in AutoCAD, but being in there, I've actually had this sort of notion of changing the layout a little bit. And I don't know, the space where I was gonna put the bed, it feels bigger and more spacious and brighter. And I thought maybe that would be a better place to put the couch and sort of be, you know, but then the bed's right across from the kitchen and I just don't know. Yeah, it's exciting in that regard. It's exciting and it feels a little sneaky. That I don't enjoy. I don't like that feeling like I'm doing something wrong. And I'm not doing anything wrong, you know? If this is all, we're breaking up, we're getting divorced, it's done. She doesn't want to be any part of my life anymore. And I'm still wrestling with feeling like I'm not being honest. What is wrong with me? Why am I doing that, you know? I just got a text from my real estate agent saying he hasn't heard back from the guy who looked at the condo yesterday. So that's a little bit of a bummer. You know, you would think if he was into it, he might have texted sooner, but who knows, people. See what I did? I looked for the white car. Damn. It'll be nice at the other place to stop looking for the white car. It'll be nice when this place sells and I have a sense of purpose and place. You may be wondering, where are you driving now? Maybe you don't care. Maybe I seem like I'm always in the car. I am driving back to near where I went last night. I was home and I just keep thinking about it, and I was processing the photos and I thought I would like to do that again. And there was the impulse, right? The impulse was to go back and watch the sunset again. I had this, like, no, that's silly. And then I thought, why? Why is it silly? Because of the gas it'll take to drive there, because of the time in the car, versus what? Versus sitting at home and wishing I was there. So I'm following the impulse. I packed up my stuff, I got in the car, and I'm going. And I'm gonna try it again, and I'm gonna see if I can do it better. Wait, what day is it? Wednesday. Next week when I'm in school and I can't do this as easily, yeah, then it'll be different. Oh God. Next week, a week from now, I will have just come out from mediation. Yikes. Oof, that's awful. I don't even know. I don't even want to like imagine that situation right now. That would be very unpleasant. But crap, maybe I'll go to the same place and shoot sunset again. Maybe a week from now I'll be at the same spot thinking it's the best part of the day. Blah. Oh, that totally just ruined my train of thought. It's a little silly, but I want to stop by the mall and get one of those fancy candles that smells really good, just as a way of the new place smells vinily, and I thought, not gonna have rugs in there for a while or whatever else, but I'm just gonna choose a scent that I like. I don't have to confer with anybody. I just have to smell it and be like, damn. And whatever smell makes me say damn, or feels like it represents my life, I'm gonna buy that one. I was telling a friend, now that the apartment is secured, I just want to burn it all. I just want to just all my old stuff. I just want to get rid of and start new. Just buy new furniture, buy new stuff, just start clean. And he's like, I'm all for buying expensive furniture. And I'm like, yeah, but no. No, what he said was, I support buying expensive furniture. And I said, yeah, emotional support I appreciate. It's that other kind I really need. So I need to work on how to bring furniture from my old life into the new life and still have it feel like a new life and not remnants. And I think that's doable. I think the distance I'm getting from it all, living there by myself for so long, is removing her from the situation. You never know when you're on the cusp of something. Well, the sun's not doing much, but I ventured down a trail that's kind of cool, and in a second or two it should get kind of more interesting. It is beautiful here, and down the coast I can see down to La Jolla. It's beautiful, and yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool here. I like it, but I can see, yeah, La Jolla's like right there. Here, let's flip around. Whoop. Oh, it's really confusing this way. Where the heck is La Jolla? Is here, and it's got sun on it, and we're all overcastness here. So I'm like, why did I drive farther than I had to when I could have just gotten sun in La Jolla? It's all right. I like it here. I like it up here a lot. Hey, that was pretty cool. Yeah, the sky was definitely not as wonderful as last night, but there were a couple moments when the sun just kind of broke through the clouds and make these just kind of sizzly yellow spots, and that was pretty cool. And then at the very, very end, it just dropped and kind of broke through the clouds, and it was like orange and like tss, and it was cool. All right, well, hi. As we spoke, we were up at the beach. And I think I got some good stuff. I'm really excited. On my friend David's suggestion, I stopped by, well, first Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom to get a nice candle, to get a fancy candle to make my new place smell good. And I swear to God, I smelled every single candle in both of those stores. All the fancy ones. And I feel kind of nauseous. So I got two. I can't remember what they're called, but they smell good. And they're not too much in one direction or another. In a way, it feels more urban. There's, there's more trains and trolleys and homeless people, and yeah, it'll be all right, he said to himself in the dark. Parking garage is very particular to get into. It's on a one-way street. It has to be accessed a particular way. All right, we're learning. All right, first trip up, I'm gonna take the candles, light those, make the place smell good, then I'll come down and get more stuff. I'll let you know how it goes.